What's going on, guys? It's Adam P, and welcome back to my final Newcastle United transfer news video out here in South Korea. By the time you are watching this video, I will be heading back home on a plane. I say a plane, I've got two separate planes to do, 17 hours of air time. So I'm going to be preoccupied for quite a long time, meaning that I won't be able to record any transfer news videos later tonight. Just to let you know, we do have a second video coming out today, though I've already pre-recorded my entire travel experience out here. So that is all going to come out on this channel tonight. So make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming content and just being able to get through it all. 6-hour delayed flight, 3 separate hotels, a 3-star, 4-star, and a 5-star hotel experience, and just being able to show you my entire Asia tour experience all on one video. Now, going back on topic to this video, I wanted to briefly mention the Sesko stuff first. I'm fully expecting big news about Benjamin Sesko to come out while I'm on the plane. In my personal opinion, we will find out where he wants to go in the next 24 hours. I'm not saying it's going to be an official bid accepted, but I reckon we will know whether Sesko wants to join Newcastle United or Manchester United in the next 24 hours. That's my prediction. That's what I'm expecting. So while I'm on the plane, I won't be able to cover that first hand for you, but I'm fully expecting the Sesko stuff to get wrapped up while I'm flying back over. And I wanted to start this video off with the Eddie Howe call out to Alexander Isak. It's the first time since he's joined Newcastle where Eddie Howe has directly referenced the player and has went in fully on a player return to the football club. We know behind the scenes Alexander Isak has been a bit devious. He hasn't been cooperating with Newcastle. He's been going out of his way, put pressure on our football club to do things that he's not supposed to be doing. We knew a few days ago Eddie Howe was not aware Isak is in Spain. He went over to Real Sociedad's training ground to do training on his own. Again, that is a club that has a 10% sell-on clause in our contract to get money if Isak leaves this summer. He's went there without the approval of Newcastle. He's doing his own bits and bobs, and while Eddie Howe has confirmed a few days ago he wasn't aware of that, yesterday was an outright call-out, and Eddie Howe is not an impulsive manager. He is calculated. He's a manager that's thinking 2 steps ahead. You have to look at the manager's point of view. Eddie Howe, we know, is a manager that wants to keep Isak at Newcastle. He has kept the door open for an Isak return, despite everything that's been going on in the background. Eddie Howe has been perfect in making sure the return is available, and Isak still has the chance to roll back into Newcastle United. But he's saying he will not expect any player to come back and just walk in as if nothing's happening. We are Newcastle United. He has to show the club respect, and he has to be able to earn the opportunity to play for this football club. A serious call out from the manager, and there's a game being played, yeah. Eddie Howe is not doing this as a rant. He's doing this as a calculated move. There's something in this where Eddie Howe believes he's going to get the player back in our side, or he believes he's going to push the player out and get this move done. I don't know what game is being played, but it's a real strong message and an unbelievable manager call out, by the way. I think Eddie Howe would look phenomenal throughout this entire saga. A serious message to the rest of the team. You all have to stay in line. You all have to respect this football club, because otherwise you will not have a part in this team. But what is going on here? Because Isak's meant to be back at training during the week. Is Eddie Howe trying to make sure the player doesn't come back to training? Is the manager making sure that no other players doing this? I'm not entirely sure of the game being played here, but there's no way of a manager that, again, wants to keep Isak in his football club. There's no way he's doing all this now just to get him out. There's something else happening here. Maybe it's a message towards the agent. Maybe it's a message towards Liverpool. Maybe it's a message towards the footballing world that Isak's in the wrong. Isak's the one that's done the damage behind the scenes. I don't know what's happening. But Eddie Howe's doing something. It's calculated. He's looking at his property. And this is a manager that's playing a trump card. I don't know what the cards are, but he's playing something. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen when he's expected to be back during the week at the training ground. Will Isak show up? That's the real question. And while, of course, it is positive in our point of view that he's back in the UK now, there's a difference between returning home then returns to the training ground. Is Isak going to go back to the training ground and train separately? Is he going to pop in and then pop out straight away? We don't know the answer to that question yet. But something's going to happen here. Something's going to boil over the next couple of days. And will it reach a breaking point? Or is this the start of a comeback? I don't know. But this is a strong message from Eddie Howe. Phenomenal woman. And going back on the topic to my video yesterday, so just to let you all know, there's been several Liverpool outlets and media pages out there posted my video from 2 years ago and acting like Alexander Isak has been attacked in our own training ground. Again, need to make the obvious point that is simply not the case. They've even used audio from a different incident which involves Everton fans and spliced it into my video to make it sound like Newcastle fans telling Isak to F off, get out of our club. Again, it is all false, not true at all. But there's even been TikTok pages now posting about my video making absolute rubbish up. And I want to show an example on the screen here.
Look at these Newcastle fans swearing at Alexander Isak. This. Kicking his car as well. This is insane. The Newcastle fans hate him, bro. This is insane. So obviously today he came back to training, and when he left training, look what the Newcastle fans did, bro. They were kicking his car, swearing at him. He tried to leave like a secret exit so no one could see him, but obviously the Newcastle fans had every exit blocked, bro. And look, these fans, look what they did to him, bro. They were swearing at him in the video, kicking his car. Let's just put it this way, they hate him now. Alexander Isak, who's a legend, is now one of the most hated people in Newcastle.
Billy talks football. Billy talks shite more. Like, you can come out on TikTok all you want. You can portray the story all you want. I would know the story's not true because I was the one that recorded that video 2 years ago. And this is the problem. You have Liverpool content creators out there and you're going to have people out there that look for monetary gain from this. He knows he's lying. I'm willing to bet that he knows that he's lying to his own audience, but he's going to post that on TikTok anyway. 1 minute and 1 second that video is. And just to inform you all, if your video is over 1 minute long, you get paid for that video. So it's not a coincidence. It's 1 second above that limit. And when you look at the video, it's not even substantial. There's nothing to it. He's just repeating the same thing. He's going, well, you know, Isak's going out a private exit. He's just making stuff up in the top of his head. It's honestly, he's just daydreaming and just making stuff up. It's simply not true at all. And I'm willing to bet this guy knows he's not telling the truth here. And I know you could argue in this video, Adam, why am I promoting it? Why am I, giving this guy attention? I do have a right to safeguard it, to make sure, because it is my video, I have a right to make sure that you guys are fully aware that it is fake, it is false, and it's from a different incident 2 years ago. And if I'm not coming out in videos, I'm not continuing to state that it's not true, then I'm essentially misleading all you. Because again, I was the one that recorded that video 2 years ago, so I know the origin of that video. I know what's happening, and I know which player involved. It does not involve Alexander Isak, and it's nothing this summer. Isak has not even returned to the training ground yet, and yet you have Liverpool fans, Liverpool pages, and opposition fans that are now continuing to drill this story up and continue to make the same lie to make us look bad, to put extra pressure on what is quite a big transfer. This is a massive ongoing transfer, and there are supporters out there that are trying to fuel the speculation for monetary gain, which is disgusting. I think these channels should be called out. Billy knows he's lying, but he'll continue to do it anyway because it gives him some money. I think it's a joke. Going away from this video, Tuesday is massive. This week at the training ground is massive. We will know what is going to happen to Alexander Isak this week. If he does not come back to training, if he does not cooperate with Newcastle United, the bridges are completely burned. There's no coming out from that. Even though Isak, in my opinion, has already done enough behind the scenes to have those bridges burned, we would still all welcome him back. I'm willing to bet in a heartbeat now, if Newcastle fans were taught Isak is sorry, comes back to training ground, starts cooperating and starts doing his job for the club, I think fans will forgive him. It's crazy, but I think fans will forgive him. I think he could come back in and be able to be reintroduced to the team. Eddie Howe will welcome him back with open arms. And while we would never forget that, and I think there always would be in the back of our minds, that bitterness and that anger towards him, he'll be welcomed back. We'll always celebrate if he scores at Villa Park or scores against Liverpool in a couple of weeks. But we can't deny the reality. If he stays this summer, he goes next summer. No way he is staying more than 12 months. We all know the eventual outcome. This is a player that wants to go to Liverpool. Whether it happens this summer or next summer, he will go to Liverpool. I don't think there is a way out of this one. Isak's made his mind up, and I don't think he's going to change his mind and all of a sudden start to play for Newcastle for the foreseeable future. We know he's got a 12-month lifespan at the best. It could be this month, but we know at max he has 12 months left at Newcastle. What does the club do? And feel like now you can definitely see the likes of Sasko coming in. They're trying to wrap these deals up to replace Isak. They're trying to get these deals sorted so Isak can then be sorted. Newcastle's open to that sale. £150 million is the price tag, of course. When you have a player who wants out and is doing everything in his power to get out, it's going to be very hard to get £150 million in Liverpool. Again, Newcastle will stay strong, they'll stay firm, they'll get the best deal possible. And I think Newcastle still gets out with as well. I think you get a good amount of money for him, anything 130, 140, 150, whatever that price may be. It is a Premier League transfer record. It's the most expensive sale ever in the Premier League, which you have to say is a positive for Newcastle. It's who we bring in, I think, is the big question. It still needs to be Sesko. I stand by it. If it's not Benjamin Sesko coming in as the Isak replacement, I don't think there's a player out there that is good enough to replace him. I think Sesko is the best you're going to get this summer, and I think he is a legitimate player that could come in and be good enough to be able to hopefully one day to stand toe-to-toe with a guy like Isak. The potential is there. He's done extremely well in the German league. He's coming into Newcastle. That is an ambitious sign. That will be a record-breaking sign for Newcastle as well. So that's the best we can do from this situation. And afterwards, we'll talk through your wizards. We'll talk through our strikers coming in, because that story is certainly not over. But for now, focus on Isak, focus on Sesko, because these two, you'll find out what's going to happen very soon with them. I think Sesko, you'll find out in 24 hours. Isak, you're going to find out within 72, 96 hours. So again, stay tuned and stay updated, because this one's going to happen quick. We're going to know what happens. Isak training this week is huge. We need to know what happens next. This is a big one. This is a big moment in the transfer window that is going to make or break the Isak situation. He's either gone this week or he's away back this week. We're going to find that out. But yeah, I'm intrigued. Take care, guys. Appreciate you watching. Of course, make sure you stick around, because we're going to be covering all when I am back in Newcastle. We're going to be in the front lines, as they say. We're going to be investigating first time. We're going to figure out what is going on. Appreciate your support. Take care. I'm going to go home now. We'll see you all later on for my travel vlog. Appreciate your support as always.